Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. Or else you can look me up on my YouTube account and scroll down to the very bottom do you get to my created playlists, and you can see the things that I watch when I'm not posting on it myself. Like and subscribe there. This one here's about a British millionaire is to fund legal defence for Christian street preachers, warns of double standards. A British millionaire is pledged to personally fund legal representation for Christian street preachers who face police action, saying he is outraged and shocked by arrests and warnings that Britain has developed a double standard against Christians. Businessman Samuel Leeds is committed to paying for legal representation for Christian street preachers targeted by police, telling Truth Times. He is outraged and shocked to see Christians arrested for preaching in a Christian country. In a wide-ranging, exclusive interview, Mr. Leeds warned that Britain has developed a double standard against Christians, called for the country to turn back to God, and argued that pressure on Christianity is coming out from immigrants, but is not coming out from immigrants, but from within Britain's own institutions. His pledge comes amid growing public debate over the treatment of Christian street preachers in Britain. Recent cases have included Pastor Dave Moodley, who was arrested while preaching in Bristol before police later took no further action. The pastor Steve Malachy, whose arrest while preaching in Watford over allegations he denies sparked widespread debate online about freedom of speech and religious expression. Mr. Leeds says he wants Christians facing police action to have access to proper legal representation rather than being simply silenced. Preparing to put my money behind defending them. Explaining his public commitment, Mr. Leeds said the sight of street preachers being detained has moved him to act. I am outraged and shocked to see Christians getting arrested on the streets and being told they're offensive for preaching about Yeshua Jesus when we are living in a Christian country. He told Truth Times we see Christians being persecuted all over the world, but seeing it happen in Great Britain, seeing the disdain, the hatred, and now the oppression of Christian voices really bothers me. Having been successful in business, he said he felt it was only right and appropriate for me to put my hand in my pocket and help these people. His aim, he explained, is to ensure Christians receive proper legal representation rather than simply being silenced by police officers who sometimes overstep the mark and don't even understand the law themselves. When Christians are being unfairly targeted simply for preaching their faith, I'm prepared to put my money behind defending them. A double standard in modern Britain. Asked whether it was fair that highly sexualised advertisement and near nudity draw little scrutiny while a preacher reading from the Bible can face police intervention, Mr. Leeds was blunt. No, it's not fair. Britain has definitely developed a double standard, he said. We are a Christian country that's tolerant of everybody and every religion, apart from increasingly Christians themselves. The only hope for Great Britain. Mr. Leeds has previously declared that the only hope for Great Britain now is turning back to God and repenting on its knees, a statement he stands by. God blesses us when we follow his principles in the Bible, he said. I am a Christian. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But when you turn your back on God, take his name in vain and openly mock Jesus Christ or Yeshua HaMashiach, which has become so normal in Britain. You cannot expect everything to continue prospering without consequences. Quoting scripture, the wages of sin is death, he argued that turning away from what he called God's principles carries a cost. The UK is a mess right now, no matter who you vote for or who's in power. Ultimately, the real answer is that people need to turn back to God. Is there a deliberate agenda? Pressed on whether he believes the deliberate campaign against Christianity is underway in Britain, Mr. Leeds stopped short of alleging a coordinated plot, but said the country's direction of travel troubles him. He pointed to the historical suppression of Christianity in the communist states, arguing that it is much harder to have a complete control over somebody who has strong morals and believes that their ultimate accountability is to God rather than to the state. In his view, Britain is heading towards an increasingly state-controlled society, almost communist in certain respects. Yet he also sees ground for optimism. There's a revival happening. There's a U-turn taking place. People are waking up and people are coming back to Yahweh. He said, is there one deliberate, coordinated agenda against Christianity? I'm not sure. What I am sure about is the direction we're heading in, and I find it deeply concerning. Recent polling leads some weight to his talk of a revival. Figures from YouGov's biannual tracker show that the belief in God among 18 to 24-year-olds has almost tripled in just 3.5 years, rising from 16% in August 21 to 45% in January 2025. Among 25 to 49-year-olds, belief has risen more modestly over the same period from 21% to 33%. Church attendance is also on the rise too. YouGov poll conducted in 2018 and 2024 recorded a 56% increase in UK adults attending church, at least one a month, up from 8% to 12% with weddings, baptisms and funerals excluded from the figures. That shift means the total number of monthly churchgoers grew from 3.7 million to 5.8 million in just 6 years. On the King, multiculturalism and national identity, responded to the King's recent update to his official role in which the monarch stated he seeks to protect the space for faith within our multi-faith nation. Mr. Leeds argued that Britain's leaders have become embarrassed to stand firmly on the Christian roots of our country for fear of causing offence. We absolutely should be tolerant, inclusive of people of all religions and faiths. Everybody should have the right to their own personal beliefs, he said. But the way our leaders pander and seem afraid to offend anybody is ridiculous. Drawing a comparison with travelling abroad, he added, if I go to a Muslim country, I will respect Islam. I certainly wouldn't be offended by hearing about Islam because I'm visiting a Muslim country. That's completely reasonable. Britain is a Christian country. We shouldn't have to apologise for that. He likened the attitude to suggestions that disobeying an English flag. He likened the attitude to suggestions that displaying an England flag could be as insufficiently inclusive. Is this the kind of righteousness or ridiculousness and wokeness that's damaging our country? We can respect everybody without being ashamed of who we are. Tolerance does not mean surrendering your own identity. This is a brilliant act from a Christian. Shalom, Maranatha.